City of Stevens Point Board of Water and Sewerage Commissioners meeting, recorded November 10, 2025.
We'll start with a motion or any questions regarding the minutes of last month's meeting. No changes or additions?
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All same sign, motion carried. Okay, on to claims. Water Department first.
I
Questions?
don't have any questions.
No, I don't either.
All right. On to the Sewage Department claims.
No questions on that one either.
No, I'm good too.
Questions?
Done.
Stormwater is next.
I didn't.
No, I'm good.
And finally, fiber.
No.
So a motion to approve all four sets of claims is in order.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Aye. All same sign. Motion carried. Okay. We're being asked to award a project.
Yeah, so this is the reconstruction of two lift stations. A couple years back, we did five similar. This is the actual bid right here, the $1,992,000. But on these, as they go forward to committee, commissions, and council for action, we always get approval for the 15% contingency. It is rare we go more than, I'd say, 3 to 5% above bid with needed change orders. But this has been the routine for the city for quite some time. So as the engineer's memo states, it's just a little above. I think they estimated 1.8 back when we started this. We did change the scope a little bit. So 1.8 versus 1.9 isn't bad. So we'd recommend approval as presented.
Where's the Phelps Avenue location?
That is on the east side of the pond on Heffron near Alder. Yep. Is that Alder?
Yep.
Okay,
Right on the
yeah.
corner there. All right. Any questions? Motion to approve the award is in order.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
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 Pose same sign. Motion carried. Pre-disaster flood resilience. Woof.
Yeah, so our capital had the local share for brick grant money approved. That was $64,000 as the memo states. That grant was canceled. And so this is us trying to accomplish the same thing through a different program. And just to cover worst case scenario, if they actually use the whole grant up to $300,000, our local share would be $75,000. I don't think it'll be there, but just wanted to get approval because it's a grant and because the $75,000 is the highest local share we need, so that's $11,000 more. So same effort, different program.
What was the other one canceled?
A lot of brick grant stuff was canceled.
Okay.
I don't know. This was, yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Yeah.
So I assume you want us to approve the resolution that's attached with the November 5th memo.
Yeah, so we'll forward this resolution to council. And then along with that, these two letters would get sent to Ms. Katie Summers with the policy and grants. So that's what we're seeking approval for. It's basically approval of all these documents and just acknowledging presence of them. But the resolution would forward to council, and these two letters would get sent following that approval.
So we're approving both the money and this resolution?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll move approval of both the money and the resolution.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carried.
That's 6.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Water supply and distribution report, Eric.
All right, good afternoon. On top of the pumpage, which is pretty similar to last year, a couple of updates. We are interviewing for a new GIS position that's been vacant for a year and a half. So next week and end of this week, we'll be hopefully interviewing a candidate to have back in the office again. And well 12 and the well 4 project, we'll be getting a 90% plan review hopefully in the next 2 weeks to go through that so we can potentially build that, have that online. So yeah, getting close. It's being developed now. So other than that, that's all I had.
One other thing to add, I think it was obvious last month how our kilowatts per gallon pumped were off. That wasn't a billing error, it was a fuel cost adjustment on the bill. So WPS actually charged us less because they made an adjustment for something. So there was nothing to bring back on that.
Okay. Now we need to go on to item number 8, which is approval of the pump repair costs.
Yep, Chris has got a memo in here. Basically, one of these things where we're kind of getting retroactive approval on this because of the fact that it's a critical part of the operation and we couldn't not do it. So as Chris indicated here, we commenced work on this by ordering parts, and we have an estimate of $18,337 to get that done. So just looking for approval there.
Ratification, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Same difference. Yeah.
Same, yep.
Motion's in order.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. Professional services to create a water supply service area plan.
This is kind of interesting thing. The DNR is requiring the creation of water supply service area plan to conform with new NR 854 rules. This is one of those things where they have, it's needed in other parts of the state, specifically places that have water supply agreements with other communities. So this is going to be next to, well, we're not going to benefit by having this a whole lot, but we're required to do it. It's one of those things. We had gotten previous input with some contractors that had the dollar amount quite a bit higher than this. And in discussions with a couple others, we realized that with as simple as ours is going to be, it could be a pretty small scope, but it's still a little bit more than we've got time to handle between now and the end of the year. So just looking for authorization to contract with somebody to get the necessary document together to meet that DNR requirement before the end of the year.
We can't argue with the DNR.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta turn it in.
Not and when.
No.
Motion to approve in order.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. Are you gonna fill in for Chris?
Chris is here. I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
I can talk to him. It's been a while. Seems like I keep missing these things. Good afternoon, everybody. You can leave it right on that page, Joe. The wastewater plant did meet all of our permit requirements for the month of October. Earlier, I think it was probably in July or August, we had talked about some ammonia treatment that we were doing, trying to get the plant to do some things that it's not really designed to do. Well, you can see on the numbers, if you look at right about the 10th to 12th of October, you can see on the far right side of the column, you can see the ammonia numbers go from 4s and 5s and 3s up to 11s and 17s and 20s. If you look at the two phosphorus numbers that are to the left of it, the 14 and 15 pounds, just up from that, Joel, that is where we finally ran into the point where it stopped working. So we ended up having to switch back to the way we had been running. So now we're back to just removing phosphorus and whatever ammonia gets removed in the process is part of what we can do. If we do determine that we need to start removing ammonia in order to meet permit, which I don't foresee in the real near future, but it could happen, we could be looking at some sort of an upgrade to make sure that we can do both of these consistently. Other than that, I'll take any questions that you might have.
No questions?
So is it a monthly average for the ammonia when you
Yep.
report it? Okay. So it's,
Well, actually, it's a week, we have a weekly average and a monthly average.
okay.
So that number is actually 52 is what we need to stay under.
Okay.
I don't believe we get there other than maybe a week or two in February. We may come really close. Other than that, most of the time we don't get up into the 50s.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The next agenda item is an amendment to create program document for lateral line replacement.
Yeah, so you'll remember back in November of last year, so I guess it's been a year now, we began collecting a fee of all residential customers to cover the cost of lateral line replacement in the public right-of-way. That's been going really well. And after some discussion, rather than modify ordinance all the time, what we're going to do is, and this is a really simple document, it's here. There's only a couple paragraphs right now. It talks about what's ineligible, some background on the creation of it. So when we need to change what this fee is used for, or what's eligible and not eligible, other programs, we're going to change this document, bring it to this commission for approval, and that'll be the guiding document because it's referred to that way in the ordinance. So we're modifying this ordinance to just say there's a program document that you guys are in charge of. And then these two things are in there too, because even though these were already adopted, it was missed in the ordinance. They didn't make the ordinance, so we're just throwing them back in. So it's right. So really that's on here.
Basically housekeeping,
Yeah.
but you need an approval for the program.
Yep, for the ordinance amendment and then for the program document.
That can both be done in one motion.
Yes.
Sorry. Edit, eligible, should just have one L.
In the red somewhere?
No, the next.
Is in the other document.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'll correct that.
Yeah, so 2 spots.
Motion is ordered.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Aye. All same sign. Motion carried. Construction and maintenance report. Shane?
Sure. I really don't have anything to add to the report itself. Just a side note that coming up these next couple of weeks, common practice is that the asphalt plants will start shutting down. So moving forward after that, there will be no more opening up roads unless it's a absolute emergency. So it's that time of year that asphalt will be done. So other than that, just a comment on that. So if there's any other questions.
Okay, thank you very much for the report, Shane. Next is ordinance amendment requiring use of a stormwater lateral.
Yeah, so for the last many years, our work on the north side especially has been, part of that work has been installing stormwater laterals to properties that didn't have them because a lot of properties discharge stormwater from their basements by way of sump pump and maybe some foundation drains and stuff like that. And so what we're running into is that our current ordinances, although they do give us the ability to compel people to connect to them, it's several different ordinance citations to get to the point where we're saying you have to do this. Like one of them is no placement of anything in the public right-of-way without the Director of Public Works. One of them is no illicit discharges here and there and everything else. It's unclear. So this ordinance is really just to make it clear that if there is water being discharged from a person's property, whether that's over public right-of-way or onto a neighbor's property or anything like that, and there is a storm sewer lateral present, this is a ordinance that we can cite to say you have to connect to it. Because what's happened is on these brand-new projects, there's a few places where somebody ran their pipe out of their basement, across the sidewalk, it's going into the road. These things chew up the roads because they leave them wet, so you go through freeze-thaw. One of them has got everything really like stained and slimy and slippery. It's a public nuisance because of that. You could slip at any time of the year. If somebody's in a wheelchair, they certainly couldn't get over this hose because it's a rigid one, stuff like that. So this is just simplifying us going pursuant to chapter 13.29, you have to connect your lateral, period. And it gives it an easy citation and easy enforcement.
Any questions? Seems to make common sense to me. Motion to approve is in order.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carried. Joel?
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Motion to adjourn, the Water and Sewage Commission is in order.
So moved.
All in favor signify by the sign of aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carried.